Hey, what's up guys? Drew here, RevHiker Outdoors, and I am down on the piers in beautiful Seattle. And just letting you guys know to stick around. I got more great stuff coming with Cliff from The Urban Prepper. So stay tuned, and we're gonna have a lot more fun.
Okay.
Got
yeah,
him.
I'm looking forward to seeing.
Got
I
him.
got a YouTuber here. I don't know if you're RevHiker. We're filming some videos together, and he's currently filming me outside of the trolley in Seattle. So
I'm just creeping on him.
yeah, right now. Yeah, so I'm talking to Custom Paracord Creations, Matt. If you guys want custom paracord bracelets or key lanyards or shoulder straps, anything, make sure you contact Matt at Custom Paracord Creations. I'm currently on the phone with them, so.
All right.
Well, looks like I gotta go. Like a little shout out there.
I'll leave that in there. Hey guys, this is Drew here over at RevHiker Outdoors, and I'm with The Urban Prepper, and we're gonna be doing, he just interviewed me and totally slammed me, so I'll put, yeah, he killed me. So I'm gonna put some stuff in the description below so you can go check out his channel. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do that. We've got some really great stuff. But I did have some interview questions for him, and they're a little bit different than the ones he asked me, but good ones nonetheless, I think. So the first one that I wanted to ask you is, why did you get into YouTube? How did your channel start?
Oh man, that's good. Well, I started my YouTube channel back in 2011. I think for a while before then, maybe 6 to 12 months, I was, you know, just behind the scenes watching YouTube videos, never commenting, didn't even have an account.
Yeah.
And I think I just I was always kind of into prepping, but I might have to go back a little bit farther from that, because I started getting interested into prepping back when I was engaged to my wife, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to provide for 2 people now. And I'm like, I need some beans and rice. And so I started going to Costco and stockpiling on beans and rice, and I was hiding them in random spots. She eventually found like that the trunk was completely, why the shocks were so bad in the trunk. And so then so I started slowly doing that kind of thing. Then we had a kid, and then I started getting even more freaked out. I think when you get into prepping, it kind of, something freaked you out at some point, and that's how it got sparked. And then 2011, I was starting to build kits, and I was working on an EDC backpack for working, and I'm like, oh, I have something what I kind of like. I was inspired by videos from Gwyn 1975. I don't even know if he's still posting it, but he had real cool like a kit, and so I'm like, oh, I should share my kit and get some ideas from people. And so I just wanted to show what I had and to get input, and it was just going to be that. And then I'm like, I also have this Altoids tin, let me make that one. So I put that up there, and then like I wasn't expecting people to comment, and they're like, people were subscribing. I'm like, what's the subscribe? What's this mean? I had no idea. I was totally clueless.
What is this internet?
Yeah, what is the internet? Who is he? And then it just kind of went from there. So
cool. Cool. All right. So the next one, if you could narrow all of your EDC stuff down, and you could only choose 3, what would your 3 EDC? If you could never carry anything else, what are the 3 items that you would carry?
The category of item or the specific model?
Like specific.
Oh man.
You can go category if you're that OCD.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna. Well, I'm gonna go. I would want to have a folding knife. Okay. So like I have, you know, I always have a folding knife with me. This one's the Enzo Burt 75, which I really like. I'd have a flashlight, like a pocket flashlight. Okay. So I have this little one it's a CR123 battery by 4.7s, and I'd have a multi-tool. Okay. I think I think if you have those, like any kind of EDC check, like if you have those 3 items, like a blade, in an urban environment, a multi-tool, and a flashlight, you're pretty well good. Set. Yeah, I mean, I'm almost leaning towards like an external battery because smartphones are so important.
You are obsessed.
I don't want to list. Yeah, I am obsessed. I don't want to list like wallet, watch,
yeah, that stuff doesn't count. I'm
thinking like tools.
Like out of the ordinary stuff.
Yeah, so I go knife, flashlight, multi-tool. Okay,
good. The next one is I'm going to steal one of your questions.
Okay.
So this is totally original. Cut that last part out. What is the most overrated piece of EDC gear in your opinion?
Okay. All right, I don't want to offend anyone. Okay. I was talking to Drew, and I say the most overrated EDC item is probably like a large fixed blade knife. Like I just don't get it. Well, one, like in Seattle, you get arrested for it, but
yeah.
Two, I just don't understand why you would really need it. There's a large truck coming by.
Yeah, we're gonna get killed, so we're gonna take a break for a second.
At this point, I might want that fixed blade knife so I can scale the truck and get over it.
Hold on. We're moving.
Oh my God. All right, most overrated EDC item I would say is like a large fixed blade knife. I just don't. If you're like in the woods or something, and then yeah, that's a mandatory one. But for most people, if you're in the suburbs and the urban, I think you could have liability problems. I think. Okay. I think having a folding knife is better.
Okay.
It's less threatening. Like if I were at my office and I brought out this Crocodile Dundee fixed blade, or like on my neck, you know, I got this here. I mean,
this is a knife.
People would freak out. Yeah. So I would say a large fixed blade knife.
Okay. The next thing I wanted to ask you is, I think there's probably a lot of my subscribers that might live in a city environment, but they're kind of weekend warriors, and they come out and they get to hike on the weekends, like most of the people. Yeah. But if they wanted to start being prepared, and they lived in like an urban environment, what are the first 3 things they should start buying? You know, whether it's food or this or purification, or what are the first 3 things in your experience that they should start to invest in?
I think the first things that you should invest in, and that you should always invest in, I think, is water and food. Like if you're in a house, like especially in an urban environment, a lot of guys are, I call it homesteading, and so they have the big 55-gallon water barrels. But if you're like in an apartment or something, it's going to be difficult. So I'm thinking of finding ways of stockpiling as much water as you could fit in, being strategic, like hiding it behind the bed, your bed headboard, or behind the couch, or whatever you can. I use the 5-gallon water bottles, and then also methods for purifying water. So like there's something called the water bob, which you put in your bathtub. So if you knew something bad was about to happen, put that water bob in the bathtub, fill it up. You have like 90, 100 gallons ready to go real quickly. Yeah. So water, and then just non-perishable food, so canned food. Rice, I think, is awesome. I mean, you could just keep it dry, have large bags of it. You're always going to use it. You can mix it with different things. You could have the canned foods, mix it with the rice, and have a nice hearty meal. So I think just non-perishable foods, water, ways of purifying water, and then third, it's kind of hard because there's something going on behind me. The big 3 in prepping is food, water, shelter. I assume that if you're in the suburbs, you have shelter taken care of. So I might say some alternative power source, like maybe like a generator type thing. Okay. Figuring ways that you could power whatever you need to do for cooking or for your electronics. That might be solar, that might be a crank system, that might be a generator, something like that. Okay.
All right, and then last question, I wanted to ask you, what are your 3 favorite items in your bug out bag, the 3 most useful, like multi-purposed? And I mean, I know that some of it might be similar to your
some
your
of it's
EDC.
Top secret because I'm working on my bob. Let me think what I could.
Well, I don't want to.
What I could disclose. Oh man.
Do we have clearance for this level?
Yeah, I think we have the clearance. It's supposed to be my favorite, or
just do the 3 most important like categories, like this type of a thing, this type of a thing.
Well, for my bob, it's my bug out bag is for an urban environment, so it's not. Yep. I'm not going to be fishing. I don't even know where I would go fishing at, and I can't. I'm not going to hunt. Yeah, we're in an alley right now. There's no fish. There's no deer. There might be some rats, but I'm thinking like some kind of like a demolition type bar, like a pry bar, a large thing that you could break a window with.
Tool that you had.
The Trucker's Friend is awesome.
Yeah.
But they also have the Dead On Tools Annihilator. Stanley makes the foo bar. It's a more inexpensive one, but I think the best one's the Trucker's Friend by Innovation Factory, and they're also coming out with it's called the Lil Trucker. It's going to be out in September, and they just did a Kickstarter campaign which was successful, and it's like a mini version of it. Okay, cool. But it has like a glass punch on it. It has a seatbelt cutter. It has a saw. And it's kind of for an urban environment. I think that
like a hefty
it's like a multi-tool, but more on the demolition side. Because in a bug out scenario, I don't know if you need pliers as much as you would need to like
bust through a door.
If you're stuck in a So I'm thinking that's like a good one for. I'm talking urban stuff.
Right.
This one's one of my favorites. Is just having a water key. It's a four-way valve type key, because when you're going in these alleys and everything, there's water faucets outside of there, but they don't have like the handle on there, so they have like, there's a key that you could use, and so it's a Silcock is what it's called, a Silcock, four-way Silcock key. I have it on all my emergency kits, and that way you could go up to one of those.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's something I never would have thought of.
Yeah, I mean, it's $5 maybe, and it works for all these alleys. I should probably make a video on that where I'm just going through alleys and just seeing if the Silcock four-way key works. But I think that's a good one because water's so important. Yeah. And you said 3. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Well, the Jeopardy music?
Yeah. I don't know. I think for first aid, I think in an emergency,
some sort of first aid.
I mean, most people have like their first aid kits and their boo-boo stuff and their triple antibiotic. I mean, I'm thinking like if there's a real emergency, like bad stuff's going to happen. So I'm thinking like a SAM splint or a tourniquet, Israeli bandage, one of those like more trauma type items.
Shemagh.
Hey, there we go. The third best one is a Shemagh, which I now have, and it's going to be included in my updated urban bug out bag, thanks to RevHiker. So, yeah, I'm thinking of a Shemagh. There's multiple purposes. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I think that does it. Yeah. Cool. I hope you guys learned something. I know I did, because I'm totally, I'm like a fish out of water in the city, and so a lot of the stuff that he says, definitely helps me. And if you're one of my subscribers and you live in the city but you love the woods, bad stuff can happen. So it's better to be prepared. I would encourage you to go over, check out Cliff's channel. He's got a lot of really good stuff over there. Even if you live in rural environments, I've still picked stuff up like from his Altoids tin, because that stuff is still helpful even if you're working on your car or doing things like that. So
one of these times I should go, like, if I'm ever in New York, I should go hiking with you.
Oh, that would be awesome. How about next week?
Yeah. There's no, and I'm a fish out of the water if I'm really in the world, because I'm not, I'm not as used to that. So there's no Starbucks out in the woods. I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
No Starbucks.
Yeah. And all right. Yeah. Don't want to go off topic. All right.
We were on topic?
Okay.
All right. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, and go check out Cliff's channel. I'll put that in the description below. God bless you. Have a great day.
See ya.